Uh, yeah, get it. Oh my God. Uh, yeah. Uh, it's that blacksmith back again with another one, another one, another one. All right, so listen. Today I'm excited because what we're going to do with our 62 is we are going to bring you a Robinhood's earnings call. So let me go ahead and take my notes because we're going to get right into this. I'm excited. Now remember, the CEO of Robinhood is Vlad Tenev. I'll be doing chapters on this video, by the way, so you'll be able to skip through. Now, this video is an hour and a half. The live, don't click off yet. My video won't be an hour and a half. I'm gonna cut it, so y'all calm down. But the earnings call is an hour and a half, okay? I'm not gonna do an hour and a half in one video. I could, I should, no, I shouldn't. It makes me do less editing if I record it all in one shot, but that's okay. They got some good music for this. Something you can bop to. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Another one. Don't get me sued now. Hold on now. Here we go.
Materially from our current expectations,
see, look, 18
we may
minutes
not
into
provide
it.
updates unless legally
Pinky
required.
out.
Potential risk factors that could cause
This is not
differences,
coffee, this
including
is tea. I
regulatory
just put some
developments that we
milk in it.
continue to monitor, are described in the press release we issued today, the earnings
I made a
presentation,
chai.
and our SEC filings, all of which can be found at investors.robinhood.com. Today's
Check out that
discussion will also
Robinhood
include
Ventures, that
non-GAAP financial
RVI,
measures.
folks.
Reconciliations to the GAAP measures we consider most directly comparable can be found in the
We're going to
earnings
listen to it, but hold on. Let me show you
With
something.
that, please welcome Vlad and Shiv.
Uh-oh. All right, hold on. We got to get to it now. Oh, they outside all day, bro. They outside. Sheesh!
How's everyone doing? I've been told that this may be the first ever outdoor earnings call in history. Can you believe that?
Oh, shoot.
Very cool.
Oh, they don't think that's clappable.
Before we went public,
Man,
that
come on.
earnings calls aren't going to be very much fun, that they're going to be a chore, that actually being public wouldn't be very much fun. And I think part of what we're trying to do is improve the branding of being a public company. I think that's going to be pretty important. The branding of it has been very negative, and maybe that's contributing to companies staying private longer and longer, and retail shareholders being left out of all of those potential returns. So yeah, hopefully you guys find this informative and also entertaining, and
That's
we
right.
can shift the perception of what it means to be a public company slowly but surely. So we're back at our HQ in Menlo Park.
Yeah,
Growing
California.
audience of in-person folks, shareholders and analysts. So thank you all for being here. Before I get into the meat of it, of Q1, I want to highlight a historic milestone in our mission to democratize finance for all. Trump accounts. Okay, we announced a few weeks ago that Robinhood will be the broker and sole initial trustee for the Trump accounts, under the direction of the U.S. Department of the Treasury. And over 5.5 million American children are already signed up. Over 60 million, 60, are eligible. So these children will now experience the power of equity ownership in the U.S. stock market, which we believe is the greatest engine of wealth creation in human history. It's an incredible honor to be trusted by the United States Department of Treasury and to partner with BNY, America's oldest bank,
Talk about
which
it.
was appointed
Bank of
as
New York.
financial agent to manage the program. And by developing and managing the new Trump Accounts app, we're getting Robinhood technology in front of the next generation of investors, 60 million of them. This is also a new way to extend Robinhood's mission beyond just retail and institutional to helping governments and building a public sector business, which we actually see as a big opportunity, and we could really help there. Now, our hope and aspiration is that this should be the best technology product that the government has ever built or been associated with. So we're really excited about this. Now let's get to Q1. So
hold on, before he runs these numbers, I'm pausing it for two reasons. One, I'm going to do a chapter right here. So Q1 earnings. But let me tell y'all something, man. Y'all, if you are new to the channel, I'm the blacksmith. I'm actually an active duty senior chief. I'm in the U.S. Navy, been in for 17 and a half years, and welcome to the channel. On this channel is a channel that forges men. It takes guys out of the world, burns out the impurities, and forges them into men. And today we are helping guys invest in the stock market. Now, does that mean if you are a lady and you found this channel, you cannot watch it and you cannot learn? No, that's not what it means. We don't talk about men versus women over here. I just decided that I was going to make a channel and talk to the younger guys to get the level of manhood up in any way I can do. So this is what I can do. Feel free to watch it. Feel free to comment. You are not locked out of any of that stuff, but my target audience is guys, right? Okay, so now with that out of the way, if you are new to the channel, you haven't heard me say this before. If you are not new to the channel, you've heard me say this before. Robinhood is becoming put the camera on me. Robinhood is becoming a one-stop shop. Listen, it was a social media platform when it started. I did not know that until the annual meeting last year. I think it was the annual meeting or the summit. My camera is kind of wonky. There we go. When Vlad said it, did not know that. Started like in 2012 with a social media platform. I didn't find it until it was a stock brokerage. Okay. So it's a stock brokerage, right? Because the social media aspect has not started back up, right? It changed paradigms and it hasn't gone back yet, right? But then they said, you know what? We are going to become a lender. We are going to give you a credit card. So they did that. Then they said, we are going to give you, allow you to open IRAs over here. Then you can switch your IRA over here. Well, I'll just keep three fingers because it's an IRA, right? And they do IRA matching and stuff like that. They opened up banking. They opened up custodial accounts with these Trump accounts, right? You name it, they're about to do it. They're going to do home loans. They're going to do car loans. They are going to be a lender, just a straight up financial institution. I'm hoping they're going to do something like Acorns. I'm hoping they're going to have something to track your budget. I'm hoping that because the Acorns aspect will be better than the high yield savings, right? Because I believe they also do that. They give you interest on the money that you have sitting in the holdings. It's like 2 to 3%, something like that, I believe. Maybe 3 point something. But the Acorns aspect will be better than the high yield savings, right? They're making it so you can have your direct deposited over here. They have check-ins and savings accounts now, and you never have to leave this app. Listen, let me get close to the mic. You never have to leave the app to do all of your financial matters for your home. Did y'all hear that? Look in my eyes. All right. Now that we have that out of the way, now let's get to Q1. Not saying?
As a reminder, we're focused on a three-part strategy. Number one in active traders, number one in wallet share for the next generation, and of course, our long-term mark, number one global financial ecosystem. So active traders, if you're an active trader, we want you to feel like you're at a disadvantage trading anywhere besides Robinhood. So using another brokerage or another financial platform, that should be a irresponsible and irrational decision.
So no.
So if
your whole family should be on Robinhood.
As we continue shipping.
Hold on. By the way, one more time. By the way, I am not sponsored. Oh, get out of my video. I'm not sponsored by Robinhood. I will be one day, Vladimir Tenev, Shiv Verma, but I am not sponsored by Robinhood yet. But they will see the power of the blacksmith and what they want everybody to do at their 62, because I'm going to keep educating them on Robinhood. You will see me one day.
great products for our customers. In Q1, we saw record levels across prediction markets, futures, index options, shorting, and margin. So our active traders were very active. We saw double-digit year-over-year growth in equity and option volumes as well.
Let's
so that's been
go.
great to see. Now, looking at prediction markets specifically, we're really spending time getting ready for the Q2 launch of our JV with Susquehanna. This is our exchange, Rothera, and that's coming later this quarter. So very excited about that. Now today, Robinhood is the largest retail brokerage firm in prediction markets, and we've been one of the first to adopt a new asset class. Susquehanna is one of the largest market makers. And in the past, up until now, we've been relying on third-party exchanges. With the launch of Rothera, this vertical integration gives us a couple of things. It really gives us end-to-end control of the customer experience, including product selection and pricing. So we'll have more control over what products and what pricing we can offer to customers, which I think is going to be very, very nice. Moving on, Robinhood Social. Strong engagement. We rolled out Robinhood Social to the first 10,000 customers. And what we're hearing is they absolutely love verified profiles. They love verified returns and trades. So if you remember, the value prop for Robinhood Social, as opposed to other social media platforms or places where you can chat about your finances, is you have a guarantee that customers have actual skin in the game with real positions and real returns. And it seems like that's proving out. People love that. And we're working to add new requested features on a weekly basis. So these are things like live stock charts, expanded personal profiles, tools to find other traders. And we're also bringing popular creators on the platform. And there's really been strong demand from creators to participate in this network. Second, wallet share. We are building our customers' financial super app. We can see that this is starting to resonate with customers. Across retirement, gold credit card, strategies, and banking, customers added 500,000 funded accounts in Q1 and more than 1.5 million in the past year. And so we're really continuing to broaden the offering beyond just brokerage. I'd give a special highlight to Robinhood Banking. So Robinhood Banking grew 5x since the last earnings. It's rapidly become a leading premium digital banking offering. And I think it's really one of a kind in that category. Over $2 billion in net deposits, over 125,000 funded customers, and I think most interestingly, a 40% direct deposit rate. Okay, so that's a 40% direct deposit attach rate, which tells us this isn't just an add-on to your brokerage account for keeping your extra cash. People are thinking about this as a primary bank account. So I think that gets me very excited. I know Shiv as well. Gold Card. Okay, gold credit cards have also surpassed 800,000 customers with annualized purchase volume, APV, of $15 billion. So this is a heavy purchasing card already. The credit performance continues to be strong, and we're on track to surpass 1 million cards and 100 million ARR this year, and well before the end of the year as well. Demand for the new Platinum card, which if you guys saw the Take Flight event, it was very popular. The card is, I believe, the heaviest credit card on the market. So demand for it has exceeded our expectations. We look forward to rolling out in the coming months. And we're responding to initial feedback. So the great thing about this team, they iterate, and I think you're gonna see a better product than what was even unveiled. So that's very exciting. Moving on to our third and long-term arc, global financial ecosystem. We're making progress as we expand to different markets around the world. International's picking up, and we approach 1 million funded customers. We plan to launch crypto in Canada around mid-year. Remember, this is via our WonderFi acquisition.
Take notes, folks. He's giving you all the notes right now.
Approval from regulators in Singapore to offer a comprehensive suite of brokerage services there. So that's a big deal. Bitstamp continues to win institutional customers.
Why is allowing them to open brokerages for Robinhood in Singapore a big deal? Well, Singapore is a very, very diverse country. They have a Chinatown. They have a little India. You go there, they have all sorts of cultures, right, and ethnicities. It's also a super big tourist attraction. A lot of the U.S. military goes there. I've been there 3 times because I'm in the Navy. I'm going to tell you right now, that is massive. So if you miss that, a lot of money comes through Singapore. If you miss that, or if you think that's chump change, you're mistaken.
Customers gaining market share, and we're enhancing the offering. In particular, there's been a lot of interest in institutional lending, so you're going to see us digging in and doing more there. Across the entirety of the business, we're really turbocharging Robinhood with AI as well. And if you think about the impact of AI on our business, it's actually 3 different things. So first, we're aggressively leveraging AI to drive efficiency and productivity internally. We've been doing this for a long time, and Shiv will talk a little bit more about the wins we've been seeing there. The second thing, we've been and we've continued to give customers access to the highest quality AI powered tools.
So if you look at the comments right there, somebody said Trump accounts, yay. Now, I don't know if they're being serious or they're actually being cynical. You can't really tell. If they're being serious, yay for you. If you're being cynical, take his name out of it. That's not the point. The point is what it actually does. $1,000 for your newborn, for your underage kid, right? That's going to grow and multiply in the stock market, and you can add to it. I think it was that you could add like I can't remember, $6,000 or $7,000 to it every year, something like that. So you can compound that account a lot faster by not just letting it grow. So we're gonna let him continue, but yay, Trump accounts.
Robinhood Cortex, which we unveiled about a year ago, used by nearly 1 million customers so far. So this is like AI intelligence throughout the Robinhood app. You can see it in the stock digest, and you can now see it in Cortex Assistant, which is our AI assistant within the product. So now that's rolled out actually to all gold customers. And so
That's right.
putting the
That's
financial
right.
intelligence coupled with our market data in your pocket, customers are using it to do portfolio and P&L analysis. They're using it for stock
Profit
research,
loss.
stock screening, and you should expect to see it get better and better. I think we really love what we're seeing there. And we're also, you could tell last December there was a step change in the agentic capabilities in these AI models. And of course, we're working to bring the frontier capabilities into your product, and we've been spending a lot of time chiseling what an agentic product could look like. So stay tuned there. And third, and this is an interesting one, AI is affecting the markets and investors. So one of the things that we've been spending a lot of time on is empowering customers to participate in the economic value and the upside created by these AI companies. Now, the unfortunate thing has been a lot of them are still private. In some cases, staying private, valuations of hundreds of billions. But Robinhood Ventures was built to solve this.
There we go.
Ventures' first fund,
Let's
RVI,
go.
had its IPO in March. We have a great portfolio of late-stage frontier companies, and we just added OpenAI.
That's right.
Which was awesome.
I'm sorry,
and
I'm excited.
We're also hearing from customers that they want access to
No, I
emerging
won't.
AI companies at an even earlier stage.
That's right.
And we've already begun building the initial portfolio for our next fund, RVII. So
Stop right there. Okay, listen. Here is what I was going to talk about, right? So he's still on Q1 earnings, so I'm going to jump in here at RVI. So 1858. Y'all, I apologize. I have to build these chapters for y'all. All right, so let's talk about RVI, Robinhood Ventures, because he just mentioned it right now, and he rattles off a lot of stuff when he talks about Q1 earnings. And the crazy thing is, look at the guy. He's not reading. He knows his stuff, right? I love it. He's one of the best CEOs I have seen. I think it's probably too early to put the GOAT tag on him for our generation. Steve Jobs has that. I would say Jensen Huang from NVIDIA for sure. Like, I'm doing this, but no, Jensen Huang for sure. And there's a couple other ones. Jeff Bezos was a good CEO. Elon Musk is arguably a great CEO when he's focused, right? So Robinhood Ventures is a closed-end fund trading on the New York Stock Exchange that provides retail investors, us, exposure to private companies like Databricks, Revolut, and Ramp. Stripe is in there too. Stripe is another one I can remember offhand, right? As of May 1st, 2026, the stock was trading around 32.50, up 1.25% with a 52-week range of 21 to 36. It offers daily liquidity, but trade above and below net asset. Now, like he said, they just added Open AI. Here's some more of them. Aura, Air Wallet, Stripe is on there too. And they just added Open AI. And that was probably the cause for the jump in the stock. I'm going to tell you right now, he just said RVII. Get into RVI when you can. So now it's high. I wait till it dropped back down to $28. $28 should be about a good price. If it goes to 26, jump in there. Jump in there. I have where did I get in at? I got it at the IPO, so I think it was about $25. Let me see. Yeah, 25 on average. So I'm up $1,500. I bought 200 shares. It's worth $6,500 right now. I'm not worried about that quick money. It's up 30%, 32%, whatever it is. Listen, I'm holding this. I'm holding this. I got in early. This was them battling the SEC to allow unaccredited investors into private equity before they, so private, it's just a company that was built. It has a CEO, it has all these people, right? It has a founder, but it's not publicly traded. So the average investor, the average American can't invest in it. You have to be what's called an accredited investor. And I've talked about this many times on the show, but I could show you better than I can tell you. Let me give you something to look at. There we go. See this right here? See SEC. So an accredited investor is an individual or entity permitted to invest in unregistered, so private companies, high-risk securities. They say high risk because, well, okay. I'll keep my thoughts to myself, but that's what they say. Because they meet SEC financial criteria, requirements include a net worth of over $1 million. But see, there is a caveat to that. That $1 million net worth cannot be, excluding the value of the primary residence. Right there, right? Right there. Okay. And you have to be earning an annual income of over $200,000 for 2 years. I can't highlight. For 2 years and be on par to earn it the third year. Or if you're married, it has to be $300,000, right? And so most people are not going to fit into that category, so they are not going to be accredited investors. This was Robinhood fighting back against the SEC and trying to get the common man into investments. Now, on the business side, right? On the business side, I can kind of understand why the companies sometimes did not want the average Joe to invest in their company when they are a private company. I'll tell you why. Because private companies, they try to go public as soon as possible. And what they're doing when they become a private company, right? So they establish the company and they say, hey, we need these seed rounds, plant seeds, so they grow money, right? We need a building. We need X amount of computers. We need X amount of trucks. We need X amount of whatever the materials are. We need to hire X amount of employees, which is going to cost payroll tax, which is going to, look, we need all of this stuff. And let's say we need $2 million, right? Now you can crowdfund that, but a lot of times if you crowdfund that, the funding comes in way slower and way lower. Crowdfunding is allowing the average Joe to invest in it, which is what my brother and I did with Boxable, right? We are not accredited investors, but we do see into the future, right? He wears glasses. He's like Cyclops. Anyway, so, but if you do venture capitalists, or accredited investors. These are people who go around with their wealth investing into private companies to help them get everything they need in order to grow, for either a stake in the company, for a grand return on their investment. So they may have bought 1 million shares at 20 cents per, but when the company IPOs at $40 per share, that's 39.80 per share. And remember, times 1 million. You do the math, right? So those people get exponentially rich, right? And so they could either sell all their shares and now they'll take that return on investment and put it in another company, or they'll sell half of it, leave it in there until it grows and doubles. That half doubles. And they'll take the half they pulled out, the 19 million, and go invest it in something else. And that's how they do it, right? This is Robinhood's piece de resistance so far, if you ask me. They are making it so we can invest in private companies, and you better believe I got it. And I'm going to get in some more. And when they do RVII, I'm going to get in some more. But let's hear him talk about RVII, and we'll wrap this video up in a couple minutes.
Second, RVI. We're excited to share more soon, but I think part of this is just building the capability now that we've proven out that private markets democratization is a real thing, making it a bigger thing. The aspiration is that if you're a founder, retail should be part of the initial seed capital for your company. And I think once we succeed in this, we could actually move the needle on entrepreneurship in this country and make it so that this is better for entrepreneurs. They can access retail and get even more capital.
That's right.
So taking all this together, the relentless product velocity has driven another quarter of strong business results. Total net revenues grew 15% year over year to 1.1 billion. Net deposits were 18 billion, which is another quarter of 20% plus annualized net deposit growth, and our third highest ever. Gold subscribers, 36% year over year growth to a record 4.3 million. And that's 16% attach rate relative to the total customer base, and 40% of new customers in Q1. So we're seeing customers adopting gold very quickly.
That's right.
That gets us very energized.
That's
now,
right.
Looking ahead, we've got some great new products to share. So as I mentioned earlier, we've been working hard on
what a privilege to be out there.
Capabilities into Robinhood Cortex and your Robinhood experience. So you should see some exciting products coming in late May. So that's next month. Plus, we've got a crypto event coming up as well. That's going to be early July in the United Kingdom. We'll be holding, so that's two things coming up very shortly. We're also holding our annual Hood Summit for active traders in the fall. And, you know, I've been reviewing what's on deck for that one. And I think you'll really like that. So why don't I turn it over to Shiv now to discuss our financials, and then we'll circle back for the Q&A.
All right. Before Shiv Verma gets up there and talks, look, I'm going to go on one more rant about this RVI, and we're going to actually close this up. Listen, if you do not see the value in Robinhood yet, you need to, first of all, pay attention, open your eyes, open your ears, smell it. It smells like success. It smells like money. RVI is awesome. I would say invest in it for sure, but that's up to you. Investing has considerable risk. Trading has considerable risk. But I'll tell you what has more risk than investing. Letting the power of inflation deflate your dollars, because investing is not necessarily certain that you're going to earn, because you have to get in at the right price, which is the most important thing, other than investing in solid companies that are going to be around, top tier companies, right? If you do that, you pick those and you invest at the right time, getting the right price, you can't lose. But something that is for certain is inflation is going to beat down your money, the buying power of your dollars. Yeah, you may have $1 million in the bank. 10 years later, it'll still be $1 million. But on average, inflation is 3% a year times 10 years is 30%. Thus, you'll need that whole $1 million to spend like $700,000 in 10 years. Have I said enough? All right, the end. We're going to call it into this video. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Like, share, subscribe, upvote, hype it up. Let's get this gravy train rolling on the Blacksmith Podcast.